Hey Gearslutz, this is Mike with Waves, and we are very excited about this new one that we just released yesterday. We're here at NAMM 2020 at the Waves booth. Very excited to show you OVox, which is a voice-controlled synthesizer and effects processor. So basically, you take your voice and you can synthesize it, you can modulate it, you can add effects, you can do all kinds of things here. There's vocoding, auto-tune, pitch correction, things like that. You can turn one note into a chord if you'd like. You can add effects that are built in. So what we'll do here, I'll go through a quick rundown. When you first open it up, this is the more simplistic view of, you've got your two vocoder synth engines here. You got access to the tune, the formant, and the gain for them. And really, once you open it up, you can just start singing into it and hearing what it can do. Because it will detect the pitch of your vocal and the formant and the amplitude and apply those elements to these vocoder synth engines. So really fun, really awesome, great sounding vocoding happening here. Down here we've got a mixer section. So this is where you would mix in the vocoder signal. If you wanted to play it just as a synth, because it's a great sounding synth as well, you can mix that signal in here, but this does not use the formant filter of your voice and applying that would apply to the vocoder. That would be the OVox mixer here. This voice is your dry signal, where you can actually add different levels of pitch correction. So all that auto-tuning fun stuff that we hear today that we like to do, you can do this here. There's only a few settings, like you've got no correction, you've got natural. It tries to just help the vocals stay in tune with whatever your scale is set to. The hard setting is going to be that more synthetic kind of pitch correction. And notes, that's going to be dependent on your MIDI keyboard. Whatever you play on the keyboard, as far as a note goes, it will tune your voice to that note. So that's the auto-tuning section of it. Sibilance, this is actually really cool because it's kind of the reverse of a de-esser. We're analyzing the upper frequencies with the S's, all those sibilant frequencies, and we're actually allowing you to add them back into the signal, which we found helps the vocoder sound even more like a voice. It really helps pronunciate the words better. The EXC button will mute the vocoder signal whenever it detects the sibilance. So again, we have another level of adding more clarity of the voice of the vocoder, so you can hear the words better. Tone sections like a shelf filter. So the higher up it goes, the low frequencies are. It's like a high pass filter, low pass filter, basically, and the main output. And over here, the mods and the effects, this is basically just a global amount knob for all of the modulation sources, which I'll get to in a minute, and the effect sources, which I'll get to in a minute. So once you click on the button up here at the top right, this opens up the GUI to the more in-depth controls of the different synth engines. You've got access to the waveform, harmonics, different characters of these oscillators. These are the duplicate oscillators on either side, but if you like, on your right side, you like the classic sound, you like the TalkVox on the left side of your stereo image, you can do that. There's a lot of ways you can make these really cool vocoder sounds with this. But your formant settings as well, honing in on how the voice is affecting the oscillators. Voice dynamics, that's the detection of the amplitude of your voice, panning and gain. And then here's your mixer section again, which I've already gone over. The note mapper up here, this is actually really cool because you can set the key of the song, and you can also go in and set the scale if you want. But where it gets really cool is where you can take a single note and turn it into a totally different note or a set of notes. If you want it to an A to be an A minor chord, it will do that for you. So what that means is that you don't actually need a keyboard to use this. You can, but you don't have to. So there's some really cool things you can do with this. A lot of presets are already there for you to get started. The note mapper, if you want to make your own chords, your own note maps, you can do that. You just click on the note that you want to change. This is a E flat. If I wanted it to play this weird chord that I just made up here. Then every time I sung that, it would play that chord. So very interesting here. And then the last section, this is where all of your modulators live. A lot of ways to modulate all these parameters. You can add LFOs, sequences, you can make your own waveforms, make your own sequences, however you want. You could save those in a bank. We already have some there for you to start from. There's 2 envelopes that are assignable as well, use it as modulation sources as well. And then this is really interesting, and I'm excited to see what people do out of this section. These 3 are actually the organic resynthesis technology that we use is taking the signal and dissecting it down to its DNA. So we're getting amplitude, pitch, and formant from the voice and applying that to the oscillators. But what we also did on top of that is allowed you to use those as modulation sources. So if you wanted to have the higher the pitch, the more harmonics come out of your oscillator 1. So yeah, it's a lot of interesting things that I think people are going to get out of it. So very simple if you'd like, or it can go really deep. There's a lot of layers. So if you'd like to try a demo, check out some of the sounds, waves.com. It's on the front page, you can't miss it. Demos are 7 days. Go add that demo license to your account. It is an intro price of $69, regular price $149, and yeah, have fun. That's it. Go check it out.